I watched in astonishment as my autistic brother completely overturned his reputation, and I've never felt prouder. My brother has autism, and because of that, our mother sheltered him throughout his childhood and teenage years. He wasn't allowed to watch movies rated above 13, couldn't have friends who were not special needs, and was essentially kept inside a protective bubble. As a result, he entered adulthood as someone who had never been prepared to function independently. He wasn't a bad person. He simply didn't understand how the world worked. Simple tasks like cooking, cleaning, or even using a washing machine were beyond his knowledge. Despite all this, for reasons I still don't understand, our mom decided he was ready to live alone. Almost immediately, it proved to be a terrible decision. On his first day alone, he nearly set his apartment on fire by leaving a cardboard box on the heated stove. The next day, he almost got arrested for urinating in a neighbor's plant pot, thinking that his urine, since he stayed hydrated, would be a great way to water plants. He moved back into our home that very day, resuming life under our mother's control. Even though he was 20, he had strict bedtimes and nap schedules. Our mother's grip on him was stifling, and eventually, he snapped. After being denied chicken nuggets until he ate his vegetables, he exploded in frustration. He yelled that he wasn't a child, and that his difficulties were not due to autism, but to her overbearing control. He stormed upstairs, packed his bags, and left the house that night, even though our mother tried to block the door. For a long time, we had no idea where he was or how he was doing. A year later, his name appeared in the news. He had been sentenced to 5 years in prison for holding up a convenience store at gunpoint simply because he wanted M&Ms for free. We didn't hear from him again for nearly a decade until, last Christmas, he reached out to me in an email. He apologized for his actions, explained how prison had changed him, and asked if he could host the family's Christmas Eve gathering that year. We discussed it and ultimately decided to give him another chance. When we arrived at his place, we were in awe. He had a beautiful girlfriend, his apartment was immaculate, and his social graces were beyond anything we had seen before. He took our jackets and showed us to the dining room, where a grand table was set with 11 different dishes. His girlfriend, who was Lithuanian, explained that serving 11 dishes on Christmas Eve is a Lithuanian tradition, and they had prepared it all together. The whole evening was filled with warmth, kindness, and a level of maturity I never thought I would see from him. But the most astonishing moment came later. My sister began choking on an under-chewed piece of food, and while none of us initially noticed, my brother did. He rushed over, performed the Heimlich maneuver, and saved her. The food flew out, staining my mother's Christmas dress. When she started to complain, my sister immediately spoke up, saying, "He just saved your daughter's life, and you're mad about a dress?" An argument seemed imminent, but my brother de-escalated it by offering to cover the cleaning costs, reassuring my sister he was glad she was okay, and hugged her. That night, he showed us all just how wrong we had been about him.